All right, here's a lesson on polynomial arithmetic. That just means can you add, subtract, and multiply polynomials? This is what you're looking at, or polys. Combine like terms. We got to be careful when there's a negative. I think everybody should distribute the negative first and then combine like terms so you don't make a mistake. So that subtract belongs to both. Identify the term with the biggest exponent. Is there another one that matches it? If the signs are the same, you add them. That's negative 8, x to the fourth, cross it out. X squared and negative 5, again, combine them. Positive 7 and negative 5, that's plus 2, and you have your answer. You should try it first, right? Same thing here. When you're adding, you don't need to do that. So x squared, no partner, cross it out. Negative x, we have another negative x, so together that's negative 2. And then 5 plus 5 is 10. Number 3, subtract. I think you should do it in 2 steps, no matter how good you are. That's minus 6x squared, and a negative times a negative is plus 5x. Then identify the term with the biggest exponent. Is there a partner? No. The next one is negative 6 and 7. Together that's positive 1. Positive 8x, 5x, both are positive. That's 13. Again, a subtract sign, I would distribute. So that's negative 7 and a negative is 5. Then you won't make a mistake. The one with the biggest exponent, that's a 1. So negative 7 plus 1 is negative 6. 4x, no partner. And then negative 5 plus 5 is 0. I don't need to write that down. Number 5, again, subtract. So I'm going to distribute the negative, then combine like terms. So I have negative 8x cubed. Negative 7 and negative 8 is negative 15 together. And then 5 take away 7. You should try it first. Adding, I don't need the extra step. So 8 and 1 more is 9. 3x squared minus 5 is negative 2. And then 1. I don't see anything else with that. Okay, that's adding and subtracting. Multiplying. Sometimes you just have to distribute. So 3 times 8 is 24, and x times x. 3 times negative 4, and we have an x with that. Again, distribute. 6 times 7. 6 times 4, and it's negative. Turn the page. What happens if I have a binomial, 2 terms, times another binomial, another 2 terms? I'm going to create an array or an area model to be able to do this. So that's 2x and 4. That's 7x and negative 5. And then I'm going to multiply it out. So 7 times 2, and that's x squared. 7 times 4, that's 28. Negative 5 times 2, and then negative 5 times 4. And then combine like terms. So I have 14x squared. I know it's blurry, 28 take away 10. That's 18, positive, and then negative 20. Oops, and it's done. Again, I'm going to distribute this. So that's x squared and 8x, and that's 2x and 16, and then I'm going to combine like terms. So x squared, 2 plus 8, that's 10x, and then 16. Again, this is, some call this also foiling. So we're organizing it and multiplying to find each square. Signs matter. And then at the very end, after you do all the multiplying, we have 49x squared. Now, 49 take away 28. Maybe I need to do that because I'm not like completely sure. That's 21. And then I have my answer. So again, I'm going to draw and organize this with 2 terms on top and 2 terms on the side. I'm going to multiply it. Obviously, you have to know your times tables for this to work, and then combine like terms. So, and make sure that you did it right. So we have 4x squared, negative, negative. You add them, that's negative 24, and then 32. Now, what happens when it's just a little bit more? So for this one, I have a binomial. I'm going to put that on the side, and then a trinomial. I'm going to have 3 columns. I'm going to put it on top, and I'm going to multiply it out. So 2 times 4. Make sure you go x times x squared. You add the exponent. So 2 times 4, x times x. 2 times 5, just an x. Negative 3 times 4, with an x squared, negative 3 times 4x, and then negative times a positive. Then we're going to combine like terms. So we have 8x cubed, x squared, negative 12 plus 8. More negatives, negative 4, negative 12 and 10 again, 2 more negatives, and then negative 15. Again, a binomial times a trinomial. So we have 8x minus 5, and then 4x squared, 6x and 6. Multiply it out, so it's 32x cubed, and 48x squared, 48x, negative 20x squared, negative 30x, and negative 30. Combine like terms. So I have 32x cubed, negative 20 plus 48 is plus 28. 40 and negative 30 is 10. And then subtract 30, and you have your answer. Now last one, 3 by 3. So it's going to be a square that's 3 by 3. And one trinomial will be on top, and another trinomial will be on the bottom. And then you multiply to find each square. So it's 18x to the fourth, 15x cubed, 6x squared, 36x cubed, 30x squared, 8x, negative 12x squared, negative 10x, and negative 4. So everyone's, and then combine like terms. So I have 18x to the fourth, 15 and 36, 51. Oh, there's 3 of them all here. That's 36, take away 12, that's 24. Negative 10 and plus 8 is negative 2, and then negative 4 at the end. All right, one more time for the lesson. Draw. Make sure it's a big square so you have room. And on top will be one of the trinomials. On the other will be the other trinomials. And then you multiply to fill each square in. This is 7x to the fourth, 35, x cubed, 7x squared, negative 7x cubed, negative 35x squared, negative 7x, negative 3x squared, negative 15x, and then negative 3. Then combine like terms. So that's 7x to the fourth, 35, take away 7, that's 28. Here I have 7, take away 3 is 4, that's negative 31. The same sign, negative 22, and then 3. That's it. All right. Mr. G Math over and out. There was the lesson part, and then we'll do the homework part.